Hey guys, okay, welcome back. It's me, your host and action figure enthusiast, Hebot. And today is the final figure in the running series that I've been doing so far in here, right? On Toys of My Closet. And it is the Honor of Kings by 30 6-inch adult collectible Guan Yu, which is the last figure of the 5-figure sets in the wave. I don't know if they're going to make more in future waves, but these are main characters from that mobile game. So now, let's take a quick look, as always, at the packaging. Keeping up with the same aesthetics and motif for obviously the Minton box collector or Minton card. Here is the 30 label of our authenticity in vac metal green. Here we have Guan Yu in his packaging, as you can see. Window opening. Here is Guan Yu in a picture of his figure in a promotional shot. Guan Yu in metallic green, and you see the name written out there. Honor of Kings, the name in metallic green. Then the writing of Guan Yu. The symbol of, I believe, 30 and how you write it in Chinese. 30 there. The symbol in vac metal of Guan Yu of 30. Then I believe there is the name of the game as well, Honor of Kings, right there as well. And then at the top, you see that it says Honor of Kings. Really nice. See that? In the metallic green. Looks beautiful with the silhouette of Guan Yu in there. Then again, in the back, we have Guan Yu Warrior. The name in the white writing in the back. A really nice promotional shot of Guan Yu. The vac metal seal of authentication of 3A30. There are two logos of the game and obviously the 30 company, and then here we have the name of the people that created the characters then in the video game itself, and the sculpting for the figure here to bring it to life. So that is pretty much the packaging so far. Same style and aesthetics as all the other ones for continuity and collectabilities, which is a great thing. So now let's take Guan Yu out of packaging and pretty much see what he has to offer to us. So sit back, relax, and I hope you enjoy the review. And here we have Guan Yu in all of his glory and out of packaging. And I have to say right off the back, he is absolutely spectacular. And I mean spectacular. He is right up there next to the Zhang Fei. Right next to Zhang Fei. Zhang Fei. He's just Zhang Fei and him, Guan Yu, are just masterpieces in plastic form is what the best thing I can say. These guys, the face first of all, it seems like maybe 30 by this point did Zhang Fei and Guan Yu at the very tail end of what they were doing with this line, because as you can see his face looks more realistic and it did away with the soft look that the other ones had. Then he has his helmet with a really nice green and gold with this piece here that looks like almost like two horns in the front plate, a diamond-like thing there in gold, and these are soft pliable material. You can definitely feel that it was glued, so you have to be careful how you handle it. But then look at this side shoulder piece and the pauldron, shoulder pauldron. Look at all that gold, silver, navy, like a kind of maroon, navy blue, all in metallic. Look at the teeth painting on it. It's a dragon for sure, with all the golds, all the details and intricacies of the chin, two spikes coming up. And this is on a ball pin, as you can see, and you can move it down and up for when you pose him with his articulation, which is very, very cool. Then you see his baby blue eyes, as you can see, with the nice detail in the eyebrows, the beard, and the beard looks really, really nicely done and sculpted with the black. You see on the top, he does have a neck underneath. The collar's in green, that prune, purple. The other pauldron is another design. I don't know if it's supposed to be necessarily a dragon, but it looks like something very, ancient Japan for sure. Has these washes of reds and gold and, very nice, and even some weathering of scratches like he's been in battle. The colors pop so well on him. He has the silver strap going around, which looks like the neck of the actual dragon coming from, the spine, coming from the dragon's head, or the illusion of, the symbol on his chest, in gold with the green. Then in the arm and one side you see is that prune navy blue. His arm gauntlet for his forearm is different than all the other ones, a completely different piece. Really nice with the silver golds. As you can see, it has the navy blue prune, and gloves obviously like the other ones, and the plate that looks like brass knuckles and gold. And then, that's to protect them from arrows and getting in their hands, I believe. The middle medallion piece in the middle of his belt. And if you look underneath, the belt is done in that prune, navy blue, and it's a cloth material. The plates here in the top, on the sides of his torso, right over his waist. Then on this side, let's just move this for now. They painted it green. So this side is the prune purple blend with the green. So it's a really nice little attention to detail that really adds a lot of drama and dynamic to the look of the figure. Then you have these plates here with the chainmail, which they didn't do in material. It's a softer plastic, but really nice. Not too soft, not too hard. As you can see, colored in. And this is the only cloth that he has. And it looks like he has these little pendants of gold with that gold material. Really, 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 really nice. And that material in green. But this feels more like a material than the other ones. Instead of giving that almost like that paper feel to it, this actually feels like a cloth with this gold base lining on it that feels kind of plastic mixed with gold with the wireframe. But it's like sealed in with like a special type of glue, but it feels really well done. Doesn't feel cheap. Then of course we have his pants in the same maroon navy blue type of look in color, but pretty simple with little creases for the illusion that he's wearing them. Then the belt, the kneecaps and the top of the boots with the highlights of the prune navy blue going down, very simple in gold with the highlights there as well, mixed in the bottom part, which it looks like the foot area of the boots going towards the back. That maroon with silver, that maroon navy blue again in the front two tips highlights, and the bottom of the shoe, you see little details that go a long way. Even the bottom of the shoe, as you can see, is detailed. And then we'll turn them real quick to the back, and you see this is what it looks like from the back. Same exact thing. All the details carry on. And in the hair, and that's the back part of design of the armor chest plate. So he looks really nice. He pops really well, and you know, he looks great. And I noticed that his pieces, they're a little bit more girthy. He's a little bit more, I don't know how to explain it. He looks more thicker than the other ones as far as the joints, and like in here they don't look as thin, and the legs, they're thicker, and everything seems to move a lot softer than the other ones. So I have to assume by the time 3.0 got to this figure, they already started getting the hang of how they wanted to approach it in the scale, give it the same high quality they do with other figures in their higher end line, like their 1/6 scale. And also the paint job is not as poppy. It doesn't have like that big metallic look to it, but they're shiny enough and has enough sheen to them. It looks metallic and it looks great. And also even the color on the figure's skin, and it makes it look more natural as opposed to soft and like an anime type style. So very well executed. I'm really happy so far with this figure. So now let's take a look at what he brought as far as accessories. So here we have his accessories, and not a lot, again, because I think they just put a lot of the tweaking and adjustments and better quality onto the figure, being that I think he was one of the last ones to come out. Like the others, it comes with a warranty sheet so that you can register it and send it out in case something goes wrong with the figure, which I think that's fantastic. It just shows the confidence in the product, in the company. And the instruction manual, how his joints move, what you can do, how you can adjust, and how can you assemble the weapon that he brings that is unassembled. And we'll start off with the tip of his main weapon, which is a staff / scythe. And as you see, to make continuities with his shoulder pauldron, it's the same design of the dragon in the gold with the red eyes, with the highlights of the prune navy blue, or maroon navy blue, with the blade coming out of the mouth, and this other piece coming out of the nose, kind of like an effect of fire, I guess. The blade is in a nice silver gunmetal, beautiful stitchings and designs, that etching inside of it in that prune navy blue, some details of highlights of silver there, and here in maroon blue, the same thing on the side, and it has a green little ruby right on the front of the forehead to give an illusion of a diamond or a crystal of some sort. But it looks really spectacular, and it looks really nice. Then this is actually the handle for the staff, where you would put it in the other. There you go, put it on the other end. It's in black, going down, and this would be the tip. It looks very pointy with the silvers, metal, and the actual color of gold, which this would be where they would stab people in the floor with them, or hit them over their head to knock them out and kill them in battle, if they missed with the actual scythe itself. And then it has these extra pins that it comes with and one is in green, one is in purple for the hands because they're thin, just in case they break. Then he brings basically 3 sets of hands with 6 hands. These are the semi-open to have and hold his weapon. And if you notice, they're both painted differently because his motif is the green with the maroon navy blue. As you can see, which is nice that they did that with the hands as well for continuity of the color scheme. And these are more dramatic opened hands, kind of like to give orders to say stop or to wield some type of magic. And again, you see, and these hands is matching again, green and maroon purple. So as far as accessories, it may not be much, but I think it's enough to give you some options for playability and posing, obviously. So now let's take a look at his articulation. So here we go. Before we go into his articulation, let's take a measurement real quick. Let's see how much he measures in. And if you can see right there, he comes in at a little over 6.5. It's about 6.5 right there. So he's a little taller, I think, than the other guys, if I'm not mistaken. He might be Ling Fei, same size. But, you know, it looks like Guan Yu is the bigger of the bunch, which is, you know, pretty cool. So we'll come in closer here and take a closer look at him and his articulation. Nice, the camera adjusted colors. I like that. I like that. So here he is, up close and personal. So he has some things different from the other guys and some things that weren't in the other guys. So for his head, what we're going to do is we're going to first see how he looks. His head, when you... There we go. He pushes his head down. He looks down that much. And then, surprisingly enough, he can put his head back very, very well. And there's a reason for that. Now, his neck is on a separate piece. He actually has movement, as you can see. His neck is on a separate ball joint in the bottom. He does move left and right. And he does have a wonderful amount of range as far as it goes with the tilt. Very nice tilt, which you can put a lot of dramatic effect when you're posing him. Now, if you go back to his hair, believe it or not, on the top of his helmet, he has a hinge on the back of his hair. And there it is, that hinge. There it is. It goes up and down. So when you move the head back, it gives him the ability to look up without, and it works quite well, without bothering at all whatsoever. And I think they were able to get away with it because he has a hat on. And every figure that has a hat with long hair, the character should incorporate this in the future for other lines because it works really well, surprisingly. Now, like I told you guys, as far as the shoulders, these pauldrons are meant to go up and down. So I'm going to push it all the way down to see how far, but see how it gets in the way. So what I'm going to do is, for the sake of the review, I'm going to take out the pauldron and place it back here. You guys can see that it's on a little hinge there. And that's just so you guys can see how far up his hand can go. So his hand can go up that far. Can't go up farther because of this, and if not, it'll break. And you can adjust it, and it does go around very nicely. And this joint is a lot softer than all the other ones. This here, they didn't give him a bi-swept swivel. So he does have only the one single that goes up farther up, more than 90. And it still looks really well, and it only impedes it from going up higher because of this piece of metal on his arm bracelet or forearm bracelet. Then as far as the ball joint and the hand, let me try to get it to focus a little faster. There you go. you see that it has the ball joint where it goes up and down, and if you move it, obviously you'll get better range of movement depending how you have the hands. And then the cool thing is, though, they did put a swivel on the elbow, so even though you don't have the bicep, you have the elbow. And it's the same thing on this side. The same thing. You would have to pop this out carefully and just, bring it up the same way. This side feels a little bit tighter, and as you can hear, it sounds like when you're playing with Storm collectible figures. It has that squeaky sound, but for the most part, all the other joints feel buttery smooth. Then here, he has a double ball peg joint, not a cut on the torso, just on the waist. So he has obviously a waist swivel, which is really soft, and then he can go look down that much, and then see how it popped out as a ball joint. Then he can, here it is, he can hyperextend back that much, as you can see. So not bad. And then obviously you can tilt, and you can tilt really well with the head. So you have a nice range, and it's nice and soft. Now down here, because this is the only cloth piece he has, we'll move this out. He can do almost, he does a full-on Van Damme split. Full on, see? And again, we have the same mechanism, which I'm very scared of ever since I did the other one. That you saw, the epic break and fail with Lubai, I think it is. And it goes up and down. But this one, the difference is this joint here and the ball peg, this piece, this mechanism, is nice and soft. It wasn't tight like the other one, so it doesn't feel like it's stressing it. So it goes up, and then when it goes up, you can obviously bring the foot up with a nice amount of range. So like he's kicking, and it gives you a nice range of footwork. And then you can bring it back some, a nice amount, as you can see right there. Then you just pull it back up. And now let's try the other side. Just because we always do that side. Same thing, feels nice and soft. And again, gives you a nice range of kicking movement, as you can see right there, which is cool. Then you just move it, and then you tuck it in, and it leaves the scope intact, like if you never, split it up or messed it up. So, really cool. Then you just turn here, single on the elbow, on the knee. But he has that big boot that's connected, but it does have a boot swivel on the top. Then we'll go on this side, and you see that it has the nice pivot. Plus it goes up this much, and it goes back that much. See if I can focus it better. Okay, it goes up this much, goes back that much. Side to side, and one more time, ankle pivot, right? But no toe tip, or articulation. And for the most part, his the seams of the wire and the material look to be sealed and glued perfectly, and I hope it stays that way, because it's a beautiful figure, and I really would hate for it to get messed up. So we'll put back his pauldron, lift this up like so, put back this pauldron here, have it focus just in case, and then we'll put back, lift up this a little bit and put back this pauldron. And I think it's better to just move them down, only for the sake of, so the arms doesn't crash with the shoulder. So put them down as much as you can. And I think it makes the figure look nicer too when they're like that. If you can see, it gives it more, range of separation between the pauldrons and the neck, obviously, and the face and his beard. So I think it's cool that you can do that. So, as for his articulation, you know, that's it. I mean, it's pretty good. They took out the the bicep swivel and no toe tip, and no double hinge on both knees and elbows. But these are guys that are supposed to be in feudal Japan. This is supposed to be very heavy armory. So their movement in reality would be very limited, or limited at least to a certain extent. So it's kind of cool because it kind of keeps with the reality of how it would work in real life if you were in an armor of this sort or magnitude in ancient Japan or feudal Japan. So now let's just take a look at him with some of his accessories on. So what I'm doing here is I'm going to bring in the two pieces like so. Hopefully I can focus this in. Okay. And then I'm going to try to push this in through the socket there, the hole, so it attaches and creates a staff without breakage, right? Spin it a little bit, make sure it's tucked in, and now we have it as a whole piece there. I'm going to have to change his hand. So let's put it on his... A lot of these guys I noticed they just mainly carry staffs, with the exception of Ziyang Fu, Zhuing Fing, the one that I reviewed just before this one. I believe it was yesterday. So let me put this like this. I'm gonna put this like this after I change his hand. Put this like this on the staff. Let's try to open it up. It's a little hard to do at first, but it's pliable. And I like that this weapon is not weighty like the other one, so it doesn't make the whole arm droop down like the other figs. The other figs, the arm would keep on drooping down, drooping down, drooping down. I don't know why, but so maybe we could put him in like I don't know. Let me see. Let's put him in like a position where he's kind of holding it behind his back, right? Like so. Kind of looking up. Put this up like so, and hopefully he's in a stance where he can earn that respect, right? And have the blade showing from the back. And the cool thing is, like his head, like I said, you can put it in a really dramatic pose, looking over, because of the fact that, because of the fact of the head being so dynamically movable with that hinge on his hair, which looks great. So yeah, there you have him with his weapon, looking pretty splendoriferous, if you ask me. I know that's not really a word, but he looks splendiferous. He looks majestic. He looks pretty incredibly magical. He's amazing. That's what figures are all about. It's having fun and just, open up the mind. I mean, it looks great. And I mean, even if you wanted to kind of just like maybe put him like he's just in a walking type of position, I'm pretty sure you can pull that off as well. Bring the arm over like so, very gently as possible, right? Put him down, put the pauldron back in, and just have him walk. Very menacing and very, how you call it, imposing. Look at that. Jesus. He doesn't look like somebody you want to mess with, for sure. He kind of has a look to be honest with you, if they ever made him into a movie real life. He could probably be played by Jason Momoa. He has a very Jason Momoa face now that I look at it. And that's pretty funny. To me anyway, but yeah, he looks like Jason Momoa. So now let's take a look at him next to some other figures. See how he, how he stacks up. So here I have him next to the McFarlane Toy 7-inch Arkham Batman Joker. And obviously to the brand new released Crossbones from Marvel Legends, which is in the 6-inch scale line, but Crossbones one of their bigger figures. So you can see that, even though I got them posed up and bent, they don't really line up straight wise, but you can see the disparity and differences in the heights and the size. But he's a little girthier, so he doesn't look as small. Let's say, you look at him next to Crossbones. And see, here I have him next to a basic articulated Icons Brown Ninja. And obviously I have him here next to the Mattel Legendary Series Wave, I think it was Wave 3, Master Chief. Which he looks like he scales really well next to Master Chief as far as size. And they're both 6-inch scale. He actually scales well with the articulated Icons Ninja. This would be like a really good size for them. And here I have him next to the Raven Legendary Series Jazzware Fortnite figure from the 6-inch scale as well, as you can see. And then obviously next to the DC Universe Classics Multiverse comic book Black Lightning. And he doesn't look too bigger than he does either. As you look at the shoulders, they actually line up quite nicely, if you ask me. And here I have him next to the Star Wars Black Series 6-inch Sith Red Trooper, and then the Mythic Legions 7-inch scale Faunus. Beautiful figure, almost have the same similarities with gold and greens, and you can see that the Mystic Legion's kind of bigger, thicker, and the Sith Trooper, is just a lot slenderer, sleeker, and smaller in size. But they look really, pretty nice together, even though they don't scale correctly. So here we would have what we would call the money shot. The 4 figures that I have in hand from the series of Honor of Kings. We have our metallic deep royal blues, our greens with the gold, the beautiful ocean baby blue with teal, and the metallic red, and obviously with Lubei that's missing, or Lubai. We had also some beautiful color schemes there with gold and green, and some other colors that I can't think off the top of my head because I don't have them in hand. But you guys get the gist of it. Just to be a little bit curious and courageous with this. Let's just put some Articulated Icons Ninja, since they also have to do with martial arts and ancient Japan, right? Around these bad boys, just to see how they look next to them as well. Like if they were forming an alliance, right? Here's the blue, the green, and let me throw in maybe. I'll move my boy over here a little bit, and maybe throw in the gray ninja articulated right there. The gray. I think that works pretty cool. This is how they look like next to them. So they're absolutely beautiful, as a showpiece to be displayed. They definitely deserve to be displayed because they just look so gorgeous with the details, the colors. They stand out and pop really, really well on a shelf. So now let me give you my final thoughts on the review and the figure. So for my final thoughts, Guan Yu is spectacular. He's definitely a must own in this line. If you get only one, he is definitely, I highly would recommend. And if you want to get the two best, in my opinion, it would be Zhang Fei, or Zhang Fei, or Zhang Fei, and Guan Yu. They both are the best as far as the quality of how the figures feel, the execution, no quality control issues with them whatsoever, how well they look, and how good they feel, and obviously the most important thing is that face. The face on both of them look really the best. They don't look soft like they're more, anime. They look more of a realistic look and tone to them. So there is my review, you guys, of the 3-0 Honor of Kings Guan Yu 6-inch adult figure collector. I hope you liked my review. I hope it was informative. I really hope I helped you out with, helping you figure out if maybe you want to add them to your collection, or if my review just convinced you not to get them at all. It is what you feel at the end of the day, at the end of each review. That is the whole idea and purpose behind these things, that with the review you'll get a sense of comfortability of what you want and expect if you have any form of interest. And of course, if you come watch it, that means you're interested in some way, fashion, or form. So leave a thumbs up if you liked it, and leave a thumbs down if you didn't like it. And down in the below, leave a comment. Let me know what you guys think, or if you already own them. Let me know if you're happy with them, if you're not, what you like, what you didn't like. Because I'd be interested in knowing what kind of problems and issues or that other people have, or maybe you didn't have no issues at all. And share the video with someone you think might like it, because it always helps my channel grow and go a long way. And as always, if you're new to the channel and you stop by for the first time to check it out, and you like what you've seen and you like what I do, I welcome you to subscribe. And if you did, remember, it means the world to me, because I know you don't have to. But if you did, I consider you now a part of my family. If you guys want to follow me on social media, I am on Twitter under HeBot Powerful Gamer, and I am under C_respect on Twitter. I do hope to have my HeBot Facebook page open soon and ready to go with my action figure and video game topics related on there. So stay tuned. I will give you a heads up. And if in any way, shape, or form you guys feel that you want to help me out in any way, shape, or form, from the kindness of your heart, of course, and if you have the means to, especially after this horrible, tragic situation we're in, and things get better and start to boil over, you can. It's down in the description. That's giving you the options on how you can. And if you ever want to donate anything that you would like to see me review in any way, just DM me so that maybe we can work out some particulars and get that going and do it for you. It'll be my pleasure. So as always, guys, stay collecting out there. Please be safe doing it. Please be considerate to others. And I am your host, HeBot, signing off with the latest episode of Toys in My Closet. Thank you so much for stopping by. Love you guys as always. And until the next one.